Little Cloud, Appease Your Mommy. Author Phung Ngan Giang. Translated and read by Ngo Huy Bao. In this day and age, Mommy Cloud has a daughter who has always been indifferent to her mommy, especially since she became a teenager. One day, Mommy Cloud told her daughter, "My dear, I asked Mrs. Wind to come and take you out today because I'm busy today." Little Cloud only glanced at her mom, then heartlessly returned to her room without answering her mom. Mommy Cloud didn't mind much about this because this was not the first time she saw her daughter like this. While playing with Mrs. Wind, she talked about many things with her. Then Mrs. Wind asked her, "Didn't you talk a lot to your mommy? So you tell me many stories today, dear." Mrs. Wind smirked at her question, but Little Cloud remained silent and blushed. A feeling of embarrassment took over her mind. There had been many attempts by her mommy, desperately trying to talk to her properly, but she ignored her mommy. Mrs. Wind knows that Little Cloud had never told her mommy anything nice. She also never expressed her feelings recently, except for Mrs. Wind's daughter. Every day, Little Cloud and Mrs. Wind's daughter spent time together, and their bonding gradually became closer while she distanced herself from her mommy. After playing and walking around the sky with Little Cloud, Mrs. Wind led Little Cloud to a bakery store. Before going home, Mrs. Wind told Little Cloud, "Here, I bought some bread for you and your mommy. Please share it with her and talk to her." Little Cloud nodded and grabbed the bread with Mrs. Wind. But when she got home, she sneaked back to her room with the bread and ate it all herself while scrolling through TikTok. Many days after, on her birthday, Mrs. Wind's daughter gave her a lamp in the shape of a cloud. Little Cloud happily received the gift and left it on her table. As soon as she walked out the door, she heard a crash. Little Cloud flew into the room and saw that her lamp was broken. She shouted, "What are you doing, Mom? I don't want to see you anymore." Hearing this, Mommy Cloud dashed outside and sobbed. Meanwhile, down below, people were sunbathing, hanging their clothes, and preparing for the camping trip when a heavy rain poured. The sunbathing uncles yelled, "Oh my god, why is it raining?" "Little Cloud, please appease your mommy now. How can we sunbathe in this rain?" Aunt Lan, the bakery owner, was hanging her clothes, then screamed, "Oh my god, my clothes! It's all wet!" "Little Cloud, appease your mommy. How can my clothes dry when it rains like this?" When it suddenly rained, Uncle Hung and his family were preparing for their camping trip. Afraid that the trip would be cancelled, his daughter, Hua, angrily stepped on the ground and groaned, "Oh God! Little Cloud, please comfort your mommy. How can my family go camping in the pouring rain?" Miss Ngan was praying for her son Ti's birthday when her floor was flooded with water, and both she and Ti screamed in unison, "Little Cloud, appease your mommy right now. We can't prepare a feast to welcome guests in the flooded house." Uncle Don was preparing for his moment to shine. Then the curtains of black clouds covered his show. He asked Little Cloud the same thing as others, to appease her mommy. Little Cloud realized how heartless she was to her mommy. She sat down by her crying mommy and softly whispered, "I'm sorry, Mom." Her apology from Little Cloud made her mommy feel happier. From then on, Little Cloud promised to always treat her mommy right and never make her feel sad anymore. The moral of the story: our mother loves us the most. We should never make them unhappy because when she's unhappy, then we are all unhappy.